Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. A local tourism operator has played a life-saving role in the dramatic rescue of 2 European hikers. The pair fell from a Tasman Peninsula cliff after taking a detour off the track. And while the woman managed to swim back to shore, her partner was swept out to sea. 7 Tasmania News today speaking exclusively with the skipper who helped pull him to safety.
Pennicott Wilderness Journeys show off the Tasman Peninsula to thousands of international tourists every year, but usually don't have to save their lives.
He was pretty weak and I don't know how much longer he would have had left.
The skipper and 3 crew members alongside police rescuing a young European pair yesterday after they fell from a 3-metre cliff near a popular Instagram spot off the Mount Brown walking track just after 4 p.m.
They'd stopped at what they thought was the high tide mark. And unfortunately, they were too close to the water and a wave washed them into the water.
It took 3 of us to be able to lift him into the vessel and obviously get him down to the back of the boat. He was barely able to walk at that point and had a lot of cuts and abrasions.
The man airlifted to the Royal Hobart with suspected hypothermia, alongside the woman who sustained minor injuries while getting herself to shore. The rescue, one of 5 that Pennicott skippers have attended to in the past month.
They've been boats aground on rocks, on sand, tow jobs, evacuations with someone out of a national park.
Police now advising any bushwalkers or people headed into our wilderness to stick to the beaten track, to be prepared and monitor advice, warning the outcome for these rescue hikers could have been a lot worse. Authorities praising the quick response of all involved, with the man discharged from hospital today.
Having all of those resources ready to drop everything and jump on board and help us with these time-critical incidents is incredibly helpful.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
The Prime Minister has criticised former Australian of the Year Grace Tame for wearing a controversial T-shirt to an Australia Day function. The 2021 winner arrived at the lodge on Saturday morning dressed in a white top with a message for media mogul Rupert Murdoch. Anthony Albanese says while everyone's entitled to express themselves, the Australian of the Year morning tea wasn't the time or place.
I thought it was disrespectful of the event and of the people who that event was primarily for.
Tame has defended her clothing choice, saying it speaks truth to power. The Hobart Hurricanes will have a chance to claim their first ever BBL title when they take on the Sydney Thunder in just under an hour's time. Lily Thompson joins us now from Ninja Stadium. Hello, Lily. Who are the players we should be keeping an eye on tonight?
Their whole season has been leading up to this very moment, Lou, but it's not going to be an easy one for the Canes. They're up against the Sydney Thunder, who have some huge players in their squad. Obviously at the helm you've got David Warner, who's so experienced in big games like this, and then you've got Chris Green and Tom Andrews who's taken 10 wickets so far this season. But we've got some pretty impressive players too, with the likes of Mitch Owen, Tim David and Riley Meredith, who have all had standout performances this season, and it's almost like if they come out firing, then that could be the difference between winning and losing for us tonight. Now, like you said, the Hobart Hurricanes will be looking to claim their first piece of silverware. They've had a stellar campaign, only losing 2 games all season, and interestingly, they've never lost at home, so let's hope it's the same tonight. I spoke to Canes batter Caleb Julb earlier, and here's a little of what he had to say.
Feels amazing, especially as a Hobart boy, to have it at home. The fans came out the first final and they're going to come out tonight, so it's a great feeling.
Now, only losing 2 games this season, what do you believe the key to the success has been for you guys?
I think we've just had even contributors in every game. You know, we don't have many guys, at the top of the runs or the wickets, but we just seem to be chipping in when required, so hopefully more of the same tonight.
So Lou, I'm pumped. I hope people at home are pumped and excited for the Canes tonight. But of course, I'll be back with the rest of today's sport news live from Ninja Stadium a little later.
It looks pretty fun already. Thanks for that, Lily. And watch parties and live sites have popped up across the state, ready to host hundreds cheering on the Canes as they chase their first Big Bash title. Reporter Ruby Cairns is at the Princess Wharf forecourt where the festivities are just kicking off. Ruby, not getting a ticket clearly doesn't mean missing out tonight.
Absolutely not, Lou. It is still early days here, but the Purple Army are getting ready to pack in, cheering on the Canes all the way from the other side of the river. The big screen here behind me will be live streaming the game, which will be starting soon. For anyone who missed out on a ticket, it seems PW1 is the next best thing, with food trucks and places to grab a drink all here on site. Other watch parties are happening at Launceston's Silverdome and Devonport's Market Square. Pubs and sports bars are also jumping aboard the cane train, bracing for celebrations long into the night. Free public transport, including ferry services, are helping fans to get to and from watch parties safely. So, Lou, it is a really exciting night here for all the Canes fans. I'm going to go get a spot at the front while I can.
Save one for me. Thanks for that, Ruby. Tasmanians have taken to the beach to cool off in one of the hottest days we've seen so far this summer. But firefighters are encouraging those in the state's south to continue following the fire ban amid the threat of a flare-up.
It doesn't get much more true blue than a hot summer's day at the beach. Temperatures soaring as high as 34 degrees in Hobart. Tasmanians taking to the water to beat the heat.
I've just been out in the water and stuff and just relaxing on the beach.
It is really nice. I like to swim out to the pontoon a lot.
Beachgoers eager to end the Australia Day long weekend on a high note.
What more could you want? It's 10 minutes away from the city, lovely weather.
Swimming, just lying down, eating ice cream.
But hot and windy conditions are still posing potential fire risks. A total fire ban remaining in place for the state south until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, restricting open fires, including burn-offs and fire pots. Firefighters only responding to a couple of small campfires so far.
These measures are designed to protect the community, and we thank everyone for their understanding of these rules we've put in place.
But warning we're not out of the woods just yet. Authorities keeping resources on standby over the next few hours.
With high winds and dry vegetation, there is still the chance of fire spreading.
The Weather Bureau saying conditions have been unusually varied throughout the day.
We've got a weird mixture of lots of moisture, mid-level moisture, lots of instability, potential thunderstorms, hot, dry, windy. There's a whole heap going on.
For those not fond of the higher temps, a cool change and more stable conditions are set to sweep the state.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, things become quite settled, not much in the way of precipitation or significant temperatures.
Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Hundreds of Sydney Swans fans have flocked into Hobart on the first AFL member cruise. They set sail with players from the past and present as the team looks to steady the ship following a disappointing grand final loss.
Swanning into Hobart, 300 of the red and white faithful all aboard a Princess cruise ship, allowing fans to get up close and personal with some familiar faces.
Oh, we've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun.
And they're just being so lovely and inclusive, and they're mixing with the fans, and I'm very proud to be a Swans member.
Ducking into our capital city for only a day, former captain and premiership player Josh Kennedy knows just how special their supporters are.
When we talk about our club, our culture, it extends well beyond the four walls of the footy club, and the fans are a big part of that.
The club looking to bounce back after being hammered by 60 points in last year's decider. And with their coach ending a 14-year reign at the helm, it's left some wondering whether John Longmire could take up a role with the Tasmanian team.
Looking forward to getting in the office with John on Wednesday and as part of his new role as Executive Director of Club Performance. It's not on his radar at the moment.
Keeping a close eye on the future competition ahead of the Devils entering the league in 2028.
It's been a long time coming, and it's going to be great for the comp.
I'm certainly looking forward to the day when the Devils run out and we come down and play here. It'll be fantastic.
I think it's always been something that should have happened years and years ago.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
Advocates calling for the restoration of Lake Pedder are demanding the state government pause upgrades to the Edgar Dam. The Restore Lake Pedder group also want a cost-benefit analysis done of decommissioning the site, citing biodiversity concerns. Their calls being backed by the Greens.
There are lots of ways to generate power, but there's only one Lake Pedder.
Hydro Tasmania says the Gordon Pedder scheme is a vital part of the state's renewable energy mix, while the state government says it has no plans to look into doing away with the dam. Tasmanian-born AFL star Ryan Mansell is at the centre of a heated scuffle at Punt Road this afternoon as Tigers teammates came to blows at training. He was pictured rumbling with midfielder Jayden Short on the turf, ultimately having to be separated by Sam Banks. The 24-year-old former North Launceston player had a career best season in 2024, returning 21 goals from 21 senior games.
Well, in just under half an hour's time, the Hobart Hurricanes will be taking on the Sydney Thunder in the Big Bash final here at a sold-out Ninja Stadium. Now, the last time they played was on January 10, where it was the Canes who came out on top, winning by 6 wickets. It's the first time ever the Purple Army have hosted the Big Bash decider here in Hobart, and if they win, it would be the first time in franchise history. You can catch the game live right here on 7 Tasmania after the bulletin.
Good evening, and just for tonight we're bringing back the old weather pointer. Hobart, Campania and Bushy Park all 35 today to head the list. Launceston 28, Devonport 23 and Burnie a top of 22. Temperatures were peaking at between 5 and 15 above average. Ouse reached 34, the Bass Strait Islands and Grove 33 degrees today. Strawn 32, Friendly Beaches 30 and St Helens a top of 26. We do have cloud with the front to our west as the cloud we had this morning with the muggy conditions sort of moved off to the east over the Tasman Sea. Apart from the cloud over our region, not much up north. There were thunderstorms over the east and far north of the nation up there in the tropics. Now tomorrow the front will move through and with it we'll have a drop in temperatures as southwesterly airstream starts. A high starts to track over the Bight as well. The west southwesterlies will pick right up and blow to around 30 to 40 knots over southern waters with a 5-metre swell in the south. We have a gale warning there from Wineglass Bay all the way to Low Rocky Point, a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters. Forecast for tomorrow, Hobart partly cloudy and 20. Showers for Adventure Bay, a top of 20. Tarraleah 7 overnight, just 15 tomorrow, a few showers clearing. Launceston partly cloudy and 24. Devonport 21 and 25 the high for Bridport, a sunny day there. Burnie becoming windy, bit of cloud about, 21 the maximum, 18 for Strawn. Windy and partly cloudy for Marrawar, 19 the high. St Helens tomorrow, a top of 23 with a shower or two. Mostly sunny for Swansea, 24 the maximum, 22 for Whitemark on Flinders Island. On Wednesday, a fine partly cloudy day. The chance of an isolated shower or two over the north. Another mainly fine day on Thursday, a possible shower over the northeast and west. And on Friday, mainly fine and sunny. Flip of the coin, about a shower for Strawn, 21 degrees there. Sunny and hot in Perth tomorrow, 27 in Adelaide and cloudy. A possible shower for Melbourne. They're facing 22 tomorrow. Sydney, a high of 40 degrees ahead of a late cool change. A sunny 32 in Brisbane. Alice Springs, 24. Well, that's overnight. Tomorrow's a different story. 44 on the way for the Alice. And the story here, perfect cricket weather at the moment for the Canes, 24 in Hobart currently, Launceston clear and 25, Devonport clear and 20. Louise, I know this telecast is being beamed into the change rooms at Ninja Stadium, so I'm issuing an official hurricane warning to the Sydney Thunder. And as far as weather terms go, Thunder can't really stack up to a hurricane. Can it, Lou? Go Canes!
No, it can't. Thank you for that, Murph. They've got a win just on that. Thank you. That's all your news for now. I'll be back later on with updates and Kim will be back with you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us tonight. Stay with us for the game. Good night.